In this video, I'm going to be going over Minilad's apology video, and I'm also, at the end of the video, going to talk about Holly's response video to the apology video. So, without further ado, play that. On September 4th, Minilad came out with a video, apology video called Clearing Out the Air. This apology video is really bad, and it's only 5 minutes and 20 seconds long, which I don't think is probably long enough to say much.
Now that some time has passed and I've had time to reflect on everything and get a grand scope of everything that's been going on, I wanted to set the record straight. After this all came out, I did make a statement on this over on my Twitter, but now I think is the correct time to sit down and make a video addressing it.
No, the reason you want to set the record straight right now, or I should air quote that, set the record straight, is because you realize you can't get out of the situation that you're in. And you realized after uploading 2 videos that everyone is still after you on this. You're like every other YouTuber that does this type of stuff. You think you can get away with it. Also, I didn't mean every other YouTuber. I mean these scummy YouTubers that try to just hide the fact that they've done something on their main platform because they know that they're going to lose viewers and fans and also sponsors, which I'll get into in another segment of the video.
The first thing that I wanted to talk about with these allegations is I've never physically met them before, nor have I physically abused anybody across the board. I want to make people...
With the situation between the 2 girls, no one said anything about physical abuse of any way, so I don't know really why he brings this up.
The next point that I wanted to bring up that I've seen is people wondering why I went back to Northern Ireland or what the reason that I went home to Northern Ireland was. The main reason and the only reason is that I wanted to see my family. For those who don't know,
I don't believe this at all, because isn't it kind of convenient that he decides to leave as soon as he admits to all the accusations of the DMing underage girls? He decides to leave the US.
The next thing that I wanted to talk about is therapy. I outlined it in my original tweet back in June at the bottom, saying that I will be working on myself and I will be attending therapy from now and on into the future, and a lot of people deem that to be untrue, but I want to be here on record saying that since then I have been going to therapy every single week, and I will continue to go to therapy every single week.
I don't understand why he keeps bringing up therapy in these videos. That's one reoccurring thing that he's been saying in these videos or in these statements. Just because you go to therapy doesn't mean that you're a better person, doesn't mean that you're completely changed, and it doesn't mean that you said sorry.
Some of my old Twitch mods have been leaking and screenshotting messages that I put in the mod chat where I say that after 2 weeks that I gave up on therapy. I wanted to say that this is untrue.
He only shows the screenshots that we're talking about him going to therapy. He forgets all the other ones, such as the ones where he admits that he's trying to just hide the fact that he done any of this to his whole fan base so he doesn't lose sponsors or anything like that. He also doesn't bring up the one where he shuts down his Discord or his subreddit because he doesn't want the attention to get over there so he doesn't lose viewers, fans, and sponsorships. He dodges that as well.
The situation with the other 2 people that I said on Twitter was a situation where my behavior was unacceptable, and I understand that, and I will continue to strive to do better.
What was that, like 5 seconds? He literally brought up the main thing everyone's been talking about for only 5 seconds, not even saying sorry, and just saying that it was bad. He goes on to talk about some other accusations. These accusations I don't know enough of what I don't know about, but they are smaller, and I don't understand why he brought these up. These are some that I've not even heard of, but as I said, I've not looked into these good enough. I've not looked into the camp whatever accusations, so I'm not going to go into them. This whole apology was garbage. It doesn't even bring up the main points that people... It doesn't even bring up the 2 girls. He doesn't even say sorry or anything. He brings them up for 5 seconds. Hallie actually done a response video to this. She basically explained as well that, there was like no energy, there was no emotion in this video. And also, she actually says as well that there's more girls out there that want to come out but don't want to at the same time because they're afraid of the harassment. Because Holly is actually still getting harassment after coming out about this, which is honestly terrible.
Addressing everything, he wasn't addressing anything. He debunked rumors that didn't exist, which were people apparently in his mind were like saying we were being touched physically, which wasn't the goddamn case. We never were. We would have said that. And there were no rumors on Twitter or YouTube that were addressing that we were touched physically. So I don't know where the fuck that came from. And he didn't even address what exactly he did. He didn't even give me, anybody involved, an apology. Because to this day, since we've come out, we are getting harassment every goddamn day. There are so many people who are still involved that have not come out because they are scared to deal with that fucking harassment the way we are. It's just... it's terrible. And the fact that we got 5 minutes of no genuine, like, feelings through that whole thing. As a person who knew him, or thought I did, yeah, that didn't seem very goddamn genuine. The fact that, I will be tweeting, I mean, I already tweeted it, but I just tweeted out my thoughts through a thread on Twitter, and I'm gonna put that in the description as well. I just addressed angrily, how I felt about the whole thing, and that regards to, as I addressed in the beginning, that, he didn't really address anything. He did not give any of us an apology. And there's also a lot of other things that I pointed out in there. Also screenshots, not screenshots, but just so he didn't know that the conversations on Snapchat were being taken a photo of. It's done off another phone, but you'll see after you look at my tweets in the description that he said that he wasn't going to do anything at first. He was going to let his managers sort it out with him, which basically it seems like allegedly he had his managers help him make an apology, which it looks like to me. I'm not saying this is true, but that's what it seemed like from those messages. And he just said that I just want to get back to work. That's it.
Apparently, Minnie didn't even want to make an apology video. She talks about in this Twitter thread that there are multiple young girls who have come out saying what he did at camp was noticed. Even some boys' friends with the girls have noticed his behavior. It is kind of and actually, she proves up another point that I didn't even bring up yet, which is that he never said not to harass these people in this video. He didn't apologize to Holly, Laura, or Sammy, which is his ex, which are people that he manipulated greatly. The situation is a bit deeper than I thought. There is still more girls, and from what it sounds like, even younger girls than Holly's age that had to go through this. The camp was only, I don't know, time flies by so fast, so I'd say less than 4 years ago this camp happened. To end this video off, I'm going to leave it on something that Holly said in her video. All the links for her all the links for her Twitter thread that showed screenshots of, where there's also some other screenshots of DMs, her video of the response, her first video on this as well, and another twit longer that was put out a couple days ago. All that's going to be in the description below. Make sure to go check that out. And this is the statement she put out near the end of the video.
He just said that I just want to get back to work. That's it. He is not sorry. Do not fall for his trap. He is so good at manipulation, it is terrifying. It is fucking so scary. And I want to keep this video as raw as possible. I hope that I don't have to make any edits, but that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna leave is that I hope you take the time to just not just consider looking at Twitter, hearing us more, because there are going to be more stories coming out. And that tweet with Miles came out 5 days ago, and I never even saw it until yesterday. What's scary is that there are probably so many people who are unheard right now, and I'm scared. And if you have a story, please, for the love of God, tag me. Tag me. I will not let anybody go unheard. I will not let anybody be left out on this situation. And that is a promise, for sure. But I hope that this 6-minute, 5-minute video was more valid than his bullshit. If you choose not to, listen to me, you're your own person. You can make your own choices. But again, I'm gonna ask, just be careful. Be careful who you let have power. Be careful who you give your love, support, and time to. Because I wasn't. I wasn't careful. So yeah. Have a good day.